T-Boys TV. Obviously, we're here with the T-Boy Discusses. Obviously, it's been a bit of a while. Obviously, with it being a January transfer window. And a lot of news has come out, a lot of heavy news. Obviously, not a lot of other fans will be looking at this as well. And that is obviously Rob Edwards. He's finally left the football club. And, I'm going to start off on a positive note because at the end of the day, he did try his best for the club. And, I do have to give him the credit. What he's done for us. Obviously, me as a Luton fan, he's given me some of the best moments in my life. I'll be totally honest with you guys. The Derby wins, the 2-0, the 3-0, especially the 2-0 for me personally because I was there. Do you know what I mean? I got to witness that. And I know a lot of older generation fans, because how long it's been since we played them before that, and also, how hard it is to get a ticket naturally for that game. Some people ain't experienced it, i.e. my dad. So for me to be able to experience that moment was brilliant. Obviously that was brilliant as well because obviously he got sacked by Watford. Had that moment, obviously the other win, obviously the playoff final is obviously the standout. He gave a lot of credit to Nathan Jones, but he capitalised on it and brung us up and helped with that. So you have to give him the credit there. And Sunderland's second leg, I'll never forget that as well. That was brilliant. I'll be honest, guys. I thought it was going to be very difficult for us to not concede in that second leg, with them having that 2-1 lead. But we ended up doing it, dug deep, looked really good. And then obviously the Premier League, we did have good moments, guys. As much as we went down, we did. The draw with Liverpool, beating Brighton 4-0, drawing 4-4 with Newcastle, to even score 4 goals there is incredible. Especially when you look at now how they're doing now, and things like that. So, he gave us them moments. Beating Everton, first ever Premier League win. He gave us them moments, guys. And, I'll never forget them moments. Being the guy that got us to the Premier League, that's sick. Like, we haven't done it since it's been called the Premier League, as everyone likes to go on about. But yeah, he done that. You have to give him the credit there. But going into this season, like he said at the back end of last season, he had a lot of conversations with Pep. Even Klopp as well. But the way he was trying to play was like he was trying to implement how Man City play and how Pep plays, which is that, passing round the back and stuff like that. And obviously it hasn't worked out for us this season. The back three has not worked. A lot of games putting Chong as a wing back. It was the right time, guys. We have to be honest. And, we've had 2 good performances this year. That's not good enough, guys. What we now, 25, 26 games in, something like that. To only have 2 good games the whole season it's not good enough, and that was Watford. You're always going to be up for that. And then obviously the Sunderland game, we were robbed, let's be honest, and we did perform well in that. But other than that, it's been maybe a performance or a half, maybe, lucky if that. So it was the right time. The board did stick with him a bit too long, in my opinion. There was rumours that he put in a request to leave twice, but the board basically had none of it, which, I have to give Rob Edwards credit if that is the case, because at the end of the day, he's realised that he can't take us any further, but the board have sort of went, well, no, we believe in you. I mean, I get it once, but apparently, again, it might not be true, but apparently he done it twice. And they declined both times. The second time, like, you should be letting him go, man. Like, come on. And it sort of felt like that as fans, didn't it? When we especially in a lot of post matches, he just didn't look the same, did he? Mentally and stuff. He looked like he was struggling outside of football, I'll be honest. So it's one of them. But he said in his goodbyes, about always, being a fan and he'd love to come back to Kenilworth Road to watch games and stuff. Oh, I'd be more than happy at that. He tried for us. He was the Premier League manager for us, which is a sick achievement, And you got to remember, when he come into the club, he had to deal with the Lockyer situation twice, which didn't help, unfortunately. And he was that obviously a serious thing like that would make anyone upset, but that made me believe that he is a part of us and he is trying the best for us. So I always give him that credit. But it just, the way we were playing this season, it just weren't working, trying to play like basically how Man City played, passing it around the back, having less bodies at the back. We ain't got the quality in that squad, so it was never going to work. But wish him all the best wherever he goes, absolutely, when it comes to that. But the next thing I want to say on it is who's going to be the next manager. Now, when it first originally come out, before it came out officially today, there was David Wagner. As it's changed, Steve Cooper's been up there. You guys know he's my main priority. It has come out that Paul Trollope and Richie Kyle will be in charge for the Nottingham Forest game. Again, I'll take that as a free hit, but I do still think it's a bit weird because at the end of the day, usually when a manager goes, the assistant and the others go with him. So I'm a little bit surprised they're still in and around the club. I wouldn't mind to see, the development manager, which I believe is Lawless, or it's one of the former players anyway, be in charge just for that game. Because at the end of the day, guys, I'm taking that as a free hit. Playing Nottingham Forest, who are third in the Premier League, scoring goals for fun. Chris Wood has a good goal scoring record against us. He'll probably score again whether he starts or not. Scored 2 last season at their ground as well against us. So it's interesting, but who do you guys want next? I mean, like I said, the Swansea reaction, Steve Cooper is my main priority. You look at what he did with Nottingham Forest. It would be pretty sick if we got him in before Forest, but obviously that's said that it's not going to happen. Could have the new manager in the stands though, but that would be pretty sick because obviously he was Forest manager. But again, got them, they were near the bottom, struggling like us, got them up, in the same season. I'm not saying he'll get us up if he come in, but he could definitely shoot us up the table. So let me know who you guys want next. And then the other thing I want to talk about, which does look like it's pretty much done, and that is Joe Taylor and Huddersfield have agreed a deal to sign him in a permanent move. Obviously, he wasn't on the bench against QPR, so he sort of felt he was on his way out. Huddersfield, he was rumoured with them in the summer. They tried to get him. Didn't quite happen in the summer. Permanently. Shame he barely got a chance. Like we always mention, me and my dad. My dad had a great segment talking about that situation the other day. It's like, why sign these players like him and McAtee if they're just not going to get a chance? It doesn't make sense when they have all that potential. It really doesn't make sense. And even when he got a chance, which was rare, yes, he started coming on more in games, but panics, because you're bringing on Woodrow, you're bringing on a list of strikers, do you know what I mean? He didn't get as much of a chance as we wanted him to, but as I was going to say, when he did, he rose to the occasion. That was in the biggest stage, one of the biggest stages in English football, the playoff final. Comes on, scores, all right, hit his hand, whatever, don't count, unfortunate yet. But then he takes one of the decisive penalties. That was his first ever game for Luton. Do you know what I mean? And then he went out on loan to Colchester and Lincoln, League Two Colchester, was their top scorer half a season, then went to Lincoln, nearly got them in the playoffs, was their top scorer. All right, it's lower leagues, but what else did he need to do? I do feel sorry for him, but I'll tell you what, Huddersfield fans, and I know a few Huddersfield fans obviously watch my channel, he will smash it for you guys. Trust me, because he's had that experience of doing that for Lincoln. You guys are better than Lincoln, You guys have got good experience, especially for that league. That will be around him as well. So no doubt, in my opinion, that he will smash it for you guys. And I wish him all the best. I've got no bad words to say on Joe Taylor. It seemed like when McAtee went as well, it was a debate of him or Taylor. Who's going to stay. And obviously it looked like Taylor was going to get a chance. I remember me and my dad talk about at the start of the season, we were saying Taylor's time to shine. Coming down from the Premier League, we was, as a squad, great opportunity for him after doing what he done on his loan moves to come into this Championship side and do well, but it wasn't to be. And then there was a little other thing I want to talk about, but I'm not going to talk about it as much at the moment unless more comes out, and that is the Jones player from Middlesbrough. Apparently a deal has been agreed and he is on his way to Luton. Now, this is interesting for me, guys, because, he can play right wing and right wing back, so what's heavily reliant on transfers, though, is the manager. Now, that sounds like a Rob Edwards signing, but obviously Rob Edwards is now gone. It's going to be interesting. I mean, the new manager, surely they come in and put in a back four. Surely, like Reece Burke said when we lost to Sheffield United, we need to go back to the basics. We need to be hard to play against. Back to the basics is a back four. So we need to do that. It'll be interesting to see where he does play. Hopefully, I wouldn't mind us playing 4-3-3. We've got wingers now. We've had wingers for ages. We've never played like that, but we need to change something up. Four at the back is basic. Do you know what I mean? It's basic, it's simple, it's not this complicated rubbish. It's simple. We're not on that level, but we could play like Liverpool still in the sense of the wing-backs bombing forward, or full-back, shall I say. Your right and left back. So it doesn't matter. Yeah, we need to change something up. But again, it all massively depends on who we get. I mean, me personally, and I know a lot of Luton fans are like this, I don't really care if whoever the next manager is, if their style of play ain't great. I just want to win football games. That's what I want to be doing, getting a couple of results, shooting up the table. I'm not asked about, it has to be attacking football, because we've seen that attacking football don't work, because that's what Rob Edwards come in and wanted to implement. And it obviously didn't quite work. But again, he needs a break from football. We'll see what happens. We'll see if he goes into management somewhere else. I think he should maybe start in like League One, build his way up. Obviously, he was at Forest Green before he went to Watford. Done very well with them. I think they're still quite in the mud, so he might even potentially go back there. You know, obviously we know Nathan Jones has come back to Luton twice, so wouldn't rule it out that Rob Edwards goes back to Forest Green. I don't want Nathan Jones again, by the way, before anyone tries to think I do. But yeah, I wouldn't mind him for his, the way he calls it out, how it is. But his style of play is a bit outdated, because it is long balls. Do you know what I mean? I know I just said what I said about style of plays, but his is like, it's like going back to an X again. You know what I mean? 3 times, like, you can't do that. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I say on it. But yeah, man, that is the first T-Boy discusses in a while. Expect a lot of these to obviously start, floating out and coming out now because of all this news that's come out. But let me know your thoughts on everything I've discussed, guys. Do you think that Jones will join? How do you feel about Taylor departing? And how do you feel about Rob Edwards departing as well? Let me know all your thoughts on that. And as for tomorrow, we will have definitely a preview with Dor on tour. He's going to be absolutely loving it because Forest are flying at the moment, so he's going to be loving that. But check that out. That's going to be a bit later on, about 9 p.m. That will be. And then obviously we have got a very special video. A video you've seen before, but I'm not going to disclose it until tomorrow for Saturday when it comes to the game. So yeah, man. Smash a like, subscribe, follow me across all my socials, subscribe to the Extra channel, and yeah, let me know your thoughts on everything I've discussed. Take care and peace.